to work. Oh, hey, what's up, y'all? Brian the Divine Healer here. Just getting my coffee. That's right. Made a little sign up. So I'm going to try this out here, right? Since it was a hit last time, last reading, I should say, did the Libra Scorpio. Yes, did the Libra Scorpio. But then everybody wanted to hit up the comments, right? So it was like turned into a Q&A. So I figured to pull a live right now and do a Q&A. So if you got questions, I got answers, okay? So we're going to try this and see how it works out. I don't know how long I'm going to try this if no one's coming in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We're going to test it out. Test pilot program, okay? So, like I said, Q&A. You got questions? Psh, I got answers. Because it happened in the, like I said, they blew it up in the comments. So I figured, hey, let's try it again. So, hit me with your best shot. Sit here and drink my coffee. Wait for everybody to pile in, you know what I'm saying? I'm starving. I haven't had breakfast yet. And I like to do my readings on empty stomach. It makes more sense because the digestion does not interfere with my process of thinking. Because that's what really happens. $11K for what? For the last video? My subscribers. Oh, yeah, my subscribers. I know. It's crazy, right? But this is a giant family that I wanted for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm very appreciative of that because it's like right on the brink. But that's part of my goal that I was trying to get. And you guys, it's all your fault. It's all your fault that I'm there for supporting me. So I'm very grateful in that idea. Yeah, it's getting right up to the wire. I already made my watch hours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I smoked that shit. Just saying. But it's like weird because like on the studio app, which is the YouTube app, is how we go in. Hi, Angela, come on in. We're just freestyling, right? So on the studio app, it says I have a certain amount of watch hours, and then I'll go on the computer and then I'll look on the line, and then when I look in the analytics for that, the watch hours are different. It's like 500 shy of what the actual says on the studio app. So it's a little conflicting. I'm not even sure what it all means, but you know, I'm still there. And you guys are amazing with the support of the subscribers because y'all are my divine family. It's what it is. Divine Squad. Divine Squad's in the house. And I love that because the more people we have, we're, you know, just that much greater. You know what I'm saying? And the greatness is that not only I get to share my energy with y'all, but you get to share yours with me, right? And that's part of the whole idea of being a family, right? So, yeah, a lot of people are jumping on that, and they're really getting into this. I mean, kind of hit me in the last reading of, hey, do you know why my ex-girlfriend's leaving or why this person is not coming back as I'm doing the reading? And I'm like, okay, let's try this. Always trying to, you know, develop your skills more and be better and better and better. So the multitasking took place, and then, you know, some of their questions were answered without knowing a lot of detail, but just off the vibe of connection. Okay, so I was able to answer a lot of those questions for those people. And then, you know, I had some of my other subscribers jump in, get my back, you know, and answer some questions for me. So the dialogue between everybody was just so harmonious. I was just so happy to see that. And that just really warms my heart to know that you guys are such great subscribers. And, you know, I don't care if I have 10,000 views in a week or, you know, what's out there, right? I mean, I do worry about the numbers because I'm kind of like that nerd freak stat kind of person, but still, Angela, I'll get to you in one sec. It's like, man, it just shows me like how few good people are in this world. Okay, I mean, let's do a comparison. You look on YouTube, you see a lot of, ooh, they're doing black magic, and ooh, there's curses, and right, these people got like tens and thousands of people watching that crap. My channel's different. It's more real. It's in your face. It's going on right now. Shit. It's not no curses. It's not no voodoo. It's none of that. Because I try to help you guys find your truth and build yourselves up and have the best life that you can be in your highest part of yourself. Amen. We all need some Jesus, right? All right, so let's see what Angela's got to say. Oh, you're having surgery on the 15th? Will it help? Well, the first thing that I thought about was a foot or like the lower leg. But we're going to pray for you for sure. Oh, the wrist. Okay, so it was something that was bending, right? I was probably, I mean, whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm not, my crystal ball's out of order. You know what I mean? I wanted to get into real quick about the energy. Okay, so the collective energy, right? To do these kind of things, right? To really get these kind of answers, the questions answered for you very accurately. The interaction between a person one-on-one and the physical is the most effective way because it's the easiest draw for the energy, right? And some people can just touch another person and they just collect their energy. Other people can be really close to them and get the energy. And some people can just look at somebody and get the energy. Okay. So that's like all three of those techniques is what I got. But when we conversate and then we start talking about Q&A and things that, you want to kind of see, because I mean, I have abilities, okay, but I don't fortune tell, I don't predict. And, this is kind of the different way of doing what everybody else tries to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't need all the story, but just a little detail, then I'll be able to really help you. And even if it isn't like in this psychic kind of realm, if you got questions about, boyfriends, girlfriends, job struggles, this, that, the other thing, I'm fantastic with that stuff. You know why? I give great advice, right? I've been through a lot of crap in my life to know a lot of shit. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep that down for the younger audience that I forgot is now on YouTube. So we do have youngsters that come on and do watch these tarot readings. Okay, so I really try to keep it low. Thank you, I appreciate that. Right. So I think you catch the point, right? You catch the point. So I can still catch your energy from just a conversation, but it takes a little more fine tuning with a little bit of detail to really pull that in compared to me being right to your face, hearing you, watching you, feeling your body movement, all that kind of stuff that goes on with being able to use that intuition like that to give you those kind of answers. Carpal tunnel. Okay. Well, basically, the only thing with that is going to be the after effect, right? The surgery is going to go fine. I know this because just from knowledge and some common sense that they have a lot of procedures that go smooth when it comes to something. Is not saying that it's simple for you, but the procedure of the surgery is pretty simple, right? Compared to other surgeries. So the success rate is obviously then right there higher in itself once you have that logic to understand that, right? So it would be different if you had like a back surgery, right? That's more of a challenge. That's a lot more things going on. And so, that'd be a little more trying to now really use the logic about finding out what the doctor and his success rate with back surgeries and, some of that. And so those questions for me are just naturally common and my intuition pulls into that. Well, definitely messages from spirit, from God will be puzzling, because he's very mysterious. He works in very mysterious ways. Um, he made some very mysterious things, right? So when you're speaking of that, right, that's a perfect kind of question, right? That fits with this channel fantastically. You know why? Because I talk about the angel numbers. I talk about things that are signs and things that we look for that a lot of us overlook, like triple numbers, double numbers. People call things like that coincidental, and it's really not. But that's exactly what Andrew's kind of talking about as far as it being a message from God, spirit, whatever you want to call it. But it's God. You know what I'm saying? So those that are kind of in tune, meaning their vibration is a little bit higher, they're more in touch with themselves, which means they got the duality of their mind and their emotions combined together as one whole. Okay. And so when you're in that kind of state, then you're able to, obviously that's what we call raised vibration. Now you're really in tune with being able to pick up said puzzle piece messages, right? So I don't know, you probably were driving in your car and you heard a song, and the song made you think of a genius idea for whatever, right? And it just was like, whoa, what the hell was that? Where did that come from? And that's how God works in these mysterious ways. Just put something on the radio for you to hear it. It's the words that are the message. Same thing with like looking at the clock. You randomly walk by, you look at your clock stove, it says it's 12:12. That's not random. That's on purpose. And you won't see those things if your mind is not balanced with your emotions. That's that duality that I always talk about. Having your light side and your dark side evenly balanced, right? And you'll pick up on those things. And those are those puzzle pieces that, we look for and we put together. Yes, big changes with the 555 for sure. I mean, Google really helps too to look up some things if you're really unsure of the definitive kind of answer, especially with the angel numbers. I encourage people to really look into that, because that's also associated with numerology, right? Because we do the tarot, it's based off astrology, not witchcraft, not voodoo shit. The tarot cards are based off astrology. Why? Because when you were born, this is called your birth chart, right? The planets are in a certain alignment under a zodiac sign. So here's what we're going to see. We're on Earth. We look up. Now we see the sky. The sky is the stars, let's say at night. You're looking at the stars at night, right? It's all like a circle, my friends. That circle is represented like a clock, okay? So you have 12. Well, technically you have 13, but I won't get into that. Right now, in the Western way of shit astrology, there's 12 zodiacs, right? You got the Aries all the way down to Pisces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, right? So, how many numbers are on a clock? 12. And what does it do? It rotates so that hour hand just goes round with the minutes, right? Same thing for the planets. So if you think of the hands on the clock as the planet, because we're only going to pick one at a time because there's also 12 planets. I mean, isn't that funny? 12, but I guess if you don't want to call the moon a planet or Pluto a planet, you know what I mean? Whatever. Kind of bogus how we change stuff like that anyways. But nonetheless, the planets rotate and act like a clock as well, okay? So it's like 2 clocks in one, if you can kind of understand that. Let me read these comments. 555, big change. Right. Well, yeah, Pisces is very about jobs. You know what I'm saying? Once you really focused on your job, that's what you focus on. And so if it's your midheaven, well then yeah, you're definitely job orientated, fixated kind of thing like that. So you're right. And the big change is within that job sector part, whatever you do for work, because the 555 is those change, and it's going to be a big change because it's 15. But also if you take the 555, okay, so that's you take the 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 5 is 15, right? So then you break down the 15. So 5 minus 1 is 4, and 4 in numerology is stability. So you're looking for a big change of stability. That's what's coming. Okay, so it's not going to be anything negative. It's going to be something better. So think of pentacles as like your money, right? Like you throw like 2 pentacles, right? It's making a choice about your stability. And so here with the 555, the numbers, when it breaks down, comes to the 4. Because like I said, 5 plus 5 is 10, and then the 5 is 15. And then you break down to 4 and 1, 5 and 1, 4. 4 is the stability, right? So that's your kind of answer to that question, right? So back to the clocks, right? So you got 2 clocks when you're looking up. The first clock you're going to see is the what? Well, I don't know. It depends on your depth perception, really, but it's going to be the planets and then the stars, right? So the clocks, you're on Earth, you're looking up, there's the planets, and then you got the stars. So if you think of the numbers on the clock as the zodiac, which are the stars. And then the hour hand or the minute hand, because I mean, we can't put all planets in the middle like that, but we're just going to do one planet at a time because that's how we read your chart. So your sun sign, one, we find out where that zodiac is, right? And then your moon sign, which is the moon in a certain zodiac, that would be a moon sign, right? So we're going to break it down in one. So the hour is that one planet. So the sun sign is the hour. The minutes on the clock, well, the hours on the clock, or the zodiac. These are the perceptions of how you see and interpreting astrology, then numerology, but why it's so important with the planets being in line like this. Okay. And because each planet carries gravity. Okay, so Mars is like this big compared to Jupiter, right? So there's more influence with what? Gravity. And so the bigger the planet, the more influence it has. Correct. So it depends on where the planets, let's say we'll talk about the sun, wherever the sun is positioned in the sky, according to the time of the zodiac. So it could fall into Libra. So when the sun sign, the first clock, is in your zodiac of Libra, that means your sun sign is Libra. And this all is under the day you were born. So the day you're born is like a snapshot of all the planets, of exactly what zodiac signs they're in. Right? Okay. So then basically after that, now you have a picture of what your life is supposed to be like, what your destiny is supposed to be like, how you're going to be at your job, how you're going to be as a person, what kind of communication you can carry, what kind of attitude you're going to have, right? And that all basically depends on all the planetary alignments in each zodiac. So we'll give that example still of being that Libra sun sign, okay? So now when we got to get the definition of what a Libra is, that's what we do when we figure out the characteristic traits of that Libra. And so when you have it in the sun sign, the sun planet is basically representing, your personality, kind of who you are as a person, you know what I mean? Kind of maybe what you present to the world, right? So then you understand the characteristic traits of that sign being as prominent. Sun sign. We can only be one sign. I'll get into the cusps in a minute. Okay. So then when you get to the moon, so now it's a snapshot. The moon is in whatever zodiac. Could be in, let's say, Virgo. Okay. So you have a Libra sun with a Virgo moon. And so the moon is ruled by your emotions, the way you feel, and things like that. Right. So when you have a moon in Virgo, well, then, like Libra, we looked up the characteristics and we found out what a Libra was. So that's your outward personality. Now we're going to look at your inward personality, which is your emotions. That's the moon. So now if you have a Virgo moon, you're going to analyze the characteristics of Virgo and you're going to understand what a Virgo is. And so that now you can assimilate your moon, which is your emotions, to what Virgo is. And that's going to be how you are emotionally. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how it is. That's how it all breaks down. Right. And then we can put that into now also adding numbers, numerology. We can get more definitions and more perspective of who you are as a person. That's right. So yes, that 555 is change. But when you break it down, it's into that force of stability, and that's what it really is for you. It's fantastic though, and so when you become in tune and you're more aware of some things within yourself, you all can do the same thing. That's why I'm kind of here helping you out to understand what that 555 means, or how even the planets line up in the zodiac for you to understand yourself. Oh, you do? Nice. A Leo Virgo. I just love saying that. Leo Virgo, Leo Virgo, Leo Virgo. It just rolls off the tongue so great. So that's cool. I didn't know, Angela, you were a tarot reader too. And, that's your tarot deck. It does pretty kick ass. You know what I mean? But I was kind of sad. Like I had my very first deck, right? I've had it for a long time, and I had it up there, and I like stupid me. I took that little, I had a little plate underneath, so when you water, it catches the water. Well, I took that out to go clean it, right? But I didn't put it back. Silly me. So water my plant. Now the plant's watering, it's leaking through the soil, and it gets to the ground, well, on the table thing, and it leaks everywhere, and it just my old very first deck soaked up all the water, and I didn't know this, so I was like, oh crap. So then I look, and like all the pages, all the cards were stuck together. So I was like, trying to peel them off to keep the face of the actual card faces. But the water damage really took it over, and they started like peeling half of the things off. So I'm going to have to bury my first deck. It got ruined. And so I kind of took that as like boo-hoo, but it's a good thing because that's my very first deck I've ever used, right? And so this channel and you guys have helped me progress in a different way. So that's kind of like old energy, old shit, right? And so it was kind of a blessing and actually not a coincidence that got ruined, because that to me signifies I don't have to need to carry that old energy by keeping that old deck and whatever has been talked about in that deck. You know what I'm saying? So when you see higher perspective and things like that, you'll see some sacrifices that you have to go through in life, like losing your first tarot deck to your stupidity of watering your plants and it's leaking out, get your deck wet. I'm saying that didn't sound right, because if I had an Australian accent, that would say deck wet, it would be dick wet. That's crazy because that's how they talk, and I love Australians. You see that commercial for the stain? Yeah, I'm gonna stain my deck, but it's not deck is the way they say it. Hilarious. Hilarious. Let's see what you got going on over here. Sag Cap. Oh, good. How's your work going, Jade? Kicking butt over there? Yeah, because the Sagittarius and Capricorn, they got it going on for that kind of stuff. 923. Nice. Virgo. You have a lot of fire in your chart? Okay, so you must be definitely driven. You're driven, I mean, not impulsive, but driven, work related. Also, you like to be out there in the front. So you like to be the leader, you like to tell everybody kind of the plan and how it's going to go. And you kind of be that, like that boss energy, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like Aries energy, like fire, that assertiveness. Yeah, that's you. Okay, 222444555. So there's like choices of stability that need to change or going to be changed, Jade, right? So because the twos are about choices, right? You got to make a decision. Do I or don't I? That's basically the two. That's the choice. But in numerology, it really means choices or decisions. And so fours also mean stability, right? And then the fives are change, right? But see, here's the tricky thing. Because they're all triple numbers, 3 means exploring. 3 also means change in numerology. So now we're talking about change, change, change. And so basically the choice, because it's 1, 2, that's a choice. And then you have 2 more 2s. So that change is greater now because you have more numbers to see as in a row. So if you were starting to see, if you did military time, you'd see 22, 22. You know what I'm saying? So that's now 4 2s. So the choice is going to be very significant the more after. You know what I'm saying? That's represented with that 3s and 4s. And, it's numerology can play on stuff like that. Right. So there definitely is a choice that is about your stability that's going to change. And this is going to be, like a double change. So kind of like it's doubling up. Double effect. Yeah. And stability with the 4, really, that's your kind of like your job, your house, your things like that we have to use to, live in this world. Monies, cars, finances, bills, all that stuff. That represents pentacles, money, but also is stability because we need money to be stable, apparently. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's fun shit. All right. We've been dealing with another Capricorn. Yeah, of course you guys are going to butt heads, Jade. That's silly. That's silly. because two Capricorns are two bosses. So now you got two cooks in the kitchen, right? You got two cooks in the kitchen, and you're both giving your this is the best recipe, and these are the best spices, and you know what I mean. That's two Capricorns butt heads, because Capricorn's a natural born leader. They really are. They take charge, and they're very driven on the idea of their stability. So money, jobs, bills, house, car, all that stuff. Not saying they're egotistical, but Capricorn is represented in the devil card as in the tarot, right? Yes, that's true. But that doesn't mean it's devilish, right? Sometimes they are the devil, but Capricorns usually, they just are about their stability and monies and stuff. So I could see why you two are running into each other, button heads. It's kind of funny, but not really, because it could be painful, especially if one's really aggressive and, like that cutthroat kind of deal. Yeah, no, you're going to be cutthroater. Just saying. Yeah, I'll give you a little secret, okay? I don't really tell a lot about my chart and all this other shit, but I'll give you a little clue, okay? My North Node, right? My North Node is Capricorn. So North Node is about your, your destiny. And it's like how you work, all this kind of driven shit. So if I have Capricorn, my North Node, forget it. I'm cutthroat all day long. I'm going to buck you up right off the damn cliff. Because I take work very seriously, and I'm very driven that way. And that's, that stability part that, I was just speaking about with Capricorn. So, yeah, a little secret for you, right? So, sometimes it's okay to study another person. It really is. I mean, not that you're going to copy them. Hopefully not. You don't want to be a doppelganger. Get your own life, your own shit. You know what I'm saying? But really, the studying part should be the understanding of that person. So let's say, I don't know algebra, right? So what do we do in school? We kind of peek over at the kid over there and we try to check out his shit. You know what I mean? And this is basically studying a person. So sitting here and, engaging this way, sharing stories, understanding each other, is okay. It's okay, but we don't get too personal. We don't get too private. You know what I mean? We don't get too intrusive, because there has to be boundaries, obviously. So to me, part of that healing is the truth. I've always spoke about that, as getting to the truth, being that healer person, because there is healing and truth, right? And so it wouldn't be very fair for me to not share some things of myself like I have been, just on a minimal level, as you guys have yourselves, right? Because that's how we become a family and really get this channel to grow, right? So, I never charge for any of these things. I never charge for the readings, you know what I mean? Because it's just something that I felt to do for y'all and for myself. Help myself grow, help myself understand a little better of my intuition and those kind of abilities that I got, right? But it's the whole idea of sharing things with other people to get great things happening. Whether it's learning about yourself more, understanding what the angel numbers are, learning about the tarot, learning about the zodiac and the planets and all that shit, right? It's still an expressive way of a positive communication between us collectively. And we all have that ability to do that. It's just the focus you put in to do it. So when you guys are here, support me on my channel, talking, interacting, you're still like now engaging in that, collective energy, gathering that knowledge, that understanding, that advice, hearing what's going on with yourself. I mean, I've shocked so many people with being so accurate. It's kind of freaking blowing their minds. But you know what? I'm like, I know. I'm saying, and you guys have the same ability. You all really do. It's just the way that we live in our society has blocked things for us like that, like the foods we eat, the TV, everything, right? So when you can kind of dissect that and pull that shit out of your life, you'll be amazed at your own abilities. I'm telling you this. Master number 11. And yes, we should. Yes, yes. Pride. Ugh, I hear you. Well, that now the burnt out, it could be, you have a different moon sign that's like not so prominent as the Capricorn, right? Maybe like a Pisces or something like that, where, you know, it's painful for you a little bit. Good morning, Marguerite. How you doing? I'm fantastic. Thank you. We're doing a little freestyle Q&A here. Doing a little learning, a little talking. Yeah, that's sweet. All right, along with that. Yeah, see, there you go, Jay. You're on point. Like, you're totally on point. Because you have that drive. You know exactly what you want, how to get it, basically, with that. And, you're willing to obviously do what's right, but, you're going to protect that kind of idea of your stability and, set forth the necessary details and goals to really keep that in your pocket, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing great. You got any questions, any answers that you need from me? Because this is what we're doing. Because I did the reading last time, and like I said, everybody just want to ask questions. They're like, is my ex-girlfriend coming back? And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to give you this 9 of cups here, whatever. So then it was like, okay, let me just freestyle this. Let me do this, and let me see what y'all can bring as a family, and maybe some noobs that are out there that are hopefully hitting the subscribe button and have already liked the shit before, you know what I'm saying? And so welcome to the family and the family members that are already here, you know what I'm saying? It was great because the last comment, in the comments of the last video I made, which was the Libra Scorpio, everybody was like, it was like they were helping me out. Like a person that was like a newbie would ask a question, and then somebody would jump in and help me out, and then I would, add into the question as I was doing the readings. It was like great, right? It was like fantastic. But I was like, okay, I might be taking too much time on the questions, and I need to back off to do the reading. So I was like, let me just do another day. Let me do another little skit, and we'll hit this up just like this freestyle. So yeah. Okay, Aries Moon. Oh boy, how's that for fun? Right. Okay, so you're obviously clearly independent, being that Capricorn Sun with the Aries Moon. Yeah, but you're fiery in your emotions. So I hate to say this, but it might be that you kind of pop off. You pop off means your passions. You really get fired up in your emotions. Right. You're not so subtle. You're not so subdued. You're more like in your face and like just saying, right? And so I think this is great because you guys get to learn some crap, right? You get to learn some crap about the different signs and how the planets all affect these kind of things, and that really helps you understand what your own personality, your own emotions, right? Yeah. So I really think if everybody really was to look at their chart and dissect it in this manner, where you get a sense of each planet with each zodiac sign according to your birthday and time, then you're going to know exactly who you are. You're going to know exactly where you're supposed to be, because this stuff is true as hell. Like, I can't even tell you like how many Libras are almost all the same, just by sharing the same characteristics as that sun sign says it's supposed to be. Booyah. Okay, I need my glasses. How do you allow yourself to accept love? That is an amazing question, Alice. Thank you really, really, really for bringing that out. You know why? Because love in itself is eternal. Love might go away, but love never dies. You know what I'm saying? It really never dies. So when you are going to accept love, the first thing is you have to accept it within yourself. You have to accept it within yourself. Okay. And sometimes we can't get to that because why? Society beats us down with crap that just makes us feel worthless. I mean, not only alone the food that we eat, we feel worthless. You know what I'm saying? You eat a Big Mac and then go try to do something. Hell no, you're taking a nap. That feels worthless, right? So, when you think of affirmations, and I spoke of this before in another reading, or maybe even in this one, about looking in the mirror. looking in the mirror and telling yourself, hey, you're good looking, or hey, everything's going to be okay, or hey, ask yourself questions. Because it's like this. I speak of the duality. There's two people within us, and it's the light, the dark, the masculine, feminine. It's not split personality. You're not crazy. It's not true, because you do have that inner voice that talks to you, and I know you do. But that's your intuition. So always go with that because that's always going to be the correct answer. That's the divine telling us what is up. Okay. So when you find your self-worth, right? When you look at yourself, you're happy with yourself. I don't care if you're like 500 pounds or 10. You're a human being. You have a heart. You have compassion. You have everything that God made you to have. Right. And so how can't you love yourself if God loves you for who you are? Right. So in that sense, we get a little weak. We get a little tied down with, society and all this little crap. So what do? We got to build ourselves up. So we find our self-worth, meaning you look yourself in the mirror. Because if you're just talking to yourself without looking in that mirror, it's going to be like that inner voice. So there's going to be that split of the duality. So basically, you're going to be thinking that you're talking to somebody else. Get it? And it doesn't sink in when we just talk by ourselves like that manner. So the affirmation for me is to look in that mirror and say things. Answer questions to myself, ask questions to myself, find myself, because why? I'm talking to myself, because I'm seeing myself in the mirror. And when I'm talking, it's going like right to me. Okay. That's kind of what we call mirror magic, but you're doing it in a positive sense. It's called just reaffirming your affirmations. And it's kind of like the difference of writing something down and reading it compared to speaking something. Sometimes those stories are different. Sometimes you say things that you're not writing down. So the story's automatically different. But it's never going to be different when you look in that mirror and you talk to yourself like that way. And you boost yourself up. And you say you're proud of yourself. And you say you love yourself. And you are worth it. And you have things in this life that are good for people and good for yourself. Okay, that's the first step to getting to love and accepting love. So when you accept yourself, when you love yourself, now you're ready for love. Now you're ready to give love, because you can't love anyone or anything unless you love yourself first. That's how you do it. Even if you make mistakes, who cares? Understand your mistake. Digest if you want to keep making that mistake. Was it worth it? Is it beneficial? Whatever, probably not. So then you're like, I don't want to do this again. It's all that kind of succession of thinking that really puts you in this process of healing and really finding who you are, and then be able to give your best to other people, because that rubs off. It all rubs off. What tower? Oh, the tower. Oh, your taxes. Ooh. Well, I'm sorry for that change. Yeah. Sometimes that helps, and sometimes it doesn't. Stupid taxes. You know what I mean? That's all part of that hook and crook. Ugh! Let's not get into that topic again. But there's another video that I did about that. So it's called You Might Want to Have a Seat for This. And I really go off on really talking about a lot of things about truth, like race and some sensitive issues that people won't talk about. And it's like, why? It's right in our faces, and everybody's burying it and it's just keeping us divided. Right? So check that video out. It's pretty sweet. Okay. Bracelets, of course, bracelets, but it depends on the bracelets. You know what I mean? They have to be real, like real rocks, real crystals, right? They have to be real, minerals, whatever scientific term you want to use, right? They have to be real. They can't be plastic, can't be all this crap, right? And a lot of people get those and it's like fake, right? So it's really fake. Even though everything vibrates, the plastic is like kind of like a punk ass vibration. It really is low vibration. So when you get like tiger's eye, you know what I mean? Different things like that are real. Well, it carries that vibration, just like my pet rock here, right? This is my pet rock. Sometimes you get stressed. I'm like, yep. And, this piece of selenite really vibrates at a certain level, just like this tamarite vibrates at a certain level. right? So they carry different vibrations and they handle different things, right? So this is an absorber. This is like the sponge, SpongeBob. This is my SpongeBob, right? So, you know, crystals are very important because they do transfer and they do store energy. I mean, cut it out. Think about your watch. What's in it? Quartz crystal? What does that act like the battery? Why? Because when it's winded or shaked, it vibrates that crystal. Guess what? It makes a vibration. That vibration is enough to turn the damn little hands on your watch. Amen. Same thing in your computers. So it absorbs energy, gives energy, you know, so they all have different meanings and reasons, like protection, you know, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's just that. Yeah. Yeah. So bracelets have to be real for sure, my friend. Let's see. What would you say about a Sag Cap cusp with a Leo? Well, you got the Sag. Well, you know, I don't know. The fire sign part about it could be okay, Jade. Like the Sag and the Leo, you know, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, right? Fire signs, right? Something like that. Those two qualities would be fine. The Capricorn, because it's an earth sign, is part of your problem. I mean, not your problem, but your problem as far as dealing with a Leo. So it's like one half of you, you know, because we talk about the duality all the time. So the Sag part of you will get along with the Leo because the two fire signs, so the impulsiveness, the, you know, the leadership, that kind of drive, all this other stuff that really isn't so stable sometimes. You know what I mean? Because fire signs can pop off. Fire signs are very impulsive, you know, but they're driven, you know what I mean? So it's a different kind of work ethic as would be a Capricorn. And work ethic is emotional, physical, mental, it's all that, right? It's just the way you put forth yourself, right? So now with the Capricorn, they're more stable, they're more grounded, they're focused on the abundance. So it's like the fire part wants to go out and spend the money, and then the earth signs like hell no. So, like I said, some of you, well, some of you are half, you know, like the Sagittarius half can really deal with the Leo part because they're both fire signs, right? And so, I mean, there could be a little clash there too of independence and individuality. You know what I mean? So one might want to stand out more than the other. You know what I mean? And now it's becoming a competition, right? And it's a battle because, oh, aloha, my friend. Hi, Bridget. How's it going, Sierra? Yeah, everybody's piling up. I love it. Right. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jay. Right. So, man, okay. He's older but spiritual and on a different level. I'm really sick, but I've been fully fighting for him. I really gave all I could. But you're right, growing pains I knew from the start. Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of did. You know, it's like the fire signs are gonna like light the earth up, basically fire. You know what I mean? And then the earth sign, which means that Capricorn, that's the earth. So it's like kind of, it's good and bad because you can light your own fire under your own ass, but when they do it, you don't like it because now it's like a clash of the titans and like who's more authoritative and all that kind of pain in the butt, right? Yeah. Marguerite, what's up? What's this? Good change. It was a business loss. Oh, let me read it from the top. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you know, but maybe that was the whole reason. You know, sometimes, like I said, I lost my tarot deck because I was stupid and watered my plant and just leaked out all over and got my whole deck wet. So now it's the way you look at it. Okay. And the way I look at losing my very first deck I've ever had, right now, it's like, you know what? That's old energy. Old things have been said on that. I have grown in my channel phenomenally, so I have new decks and things like that. So if I'm bringing this old energy, well, maybe I'm just kind of slowing things down or maybe looking in the past about things, keeping that old energy, right? I mean, it's good for, you know, loyalty and what they, you know, the sentiment of things, right? But it wasn't that butthurt, even though all the cards stuck together and peeling and now losing the whole, you know, picture of the card. So if you have a perspective on why the change is, because change is always not bad. It's really not. Sometimes we need to change to see ourselves for a better way, right? And it depends on our karmic cycle, okay? When we lose, well, we weren't so good at doing what we're supposed to be doing. No offense to anybody, but if you're not kind of following the plan and you're exercising your free will too much, well, then the karmic cycle's, off balance, right? So then you kind of get spanked for not kind of doing what you're told, I guess. And so then now we're talking about the consequences of having to like maybe pay taxes, things like that, extra losing a business, something shit like this, right? Not saying it's necessarily your fault. No, because, we do pay debts from a long time ago. So if you're like 19, do some fucked off shit, well, guess what? It's going to hit you 39 because it's divine timing. It doesn't matter when, how it's coming. So, we always try to play that straight and narrow game. You know what I'm saying? So some of it is a backlash, whether it's your intention or not, because karmic lessons are not always your fault. It's also the lesson to be learned. So maybe there was something that you need to adjust, that you needed to correct, that you had an opportunity to, and you didn't. And so now the change is going to happen. And now you're going to recognize that you have to change, and that change could bring a sacrifice. And sometimes that sacrifice is going to, like, you know what I'm saying? It might sting a little bit for some things, but it's the lesson. Okay, so not everything that's lost is bad, because God always takes away something that's not good for you, and then he replaces it with something that is good for you. He doesn't take away something that's good for you. Hell no. And that's the karmic cycle. So if you get into a bad relationship and the person's abusive and always putting you down and making you feel like crap, God's going to give the free will to let you be able to really do it yourself. And if you're not, you're going to keep doing that lesson. So whether you break up, you're going to find another person that can be the same way, treat you the same way, until you see something in yourself to say you're not going to allow yourself to tolerate that. Now you're learning the lesson. Now you find your self-worth. Now you're looking in that mirror saying, I am worth it. I am beautiful. I am proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Aries. Oh, Pisces, Aries with a cusp of Aries. Oh, hi, Bridget. Okay. Well, Pisces, Aries. You have like these emotional fluctuations for surely. You can go to the toppest point of your excitement to the lowest point of your disappointment. And then I was assuming that would be a Pisces Aries cusp with the Aries Moon. Yeah. So it's like you fluctuate in your emotions and your thoughts. But then once you feel that you've gone too far on the Aries side, you get emotional, pull yourself back, try to regroup as the Pisces. But then all the while being the Aries moon, you're like basically F everything. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. Just saying. But you have an even balance of the Pisces and Aries. So you get fired up, but then you get emotional for being fired up. So it's like you handle things appropriately, directly, and very pretty swiftly. But then sometimes you feel bad about how you made that approach. But after the fact. Because the Aries takes over, here comes the charge, right? So you're like, whack, if somebody said something, in a sense. And then you feel bad for, reacting or hitting them, some shit like that, right? So that's that fluctuation and balance of the Aries charge and then the Pisces retreat. True that. Yeah. I mean, and it's great because I really feel that people know this when they know that they're a cusp, okay? Because like talking about Bridget, Pisces, Aries, okay? So there's Pisces and Aries. What does that even mean? Are you a Pisces or an Aries? Well, guess what? You're both. Why do you say you're both? Because you're the cusp. And what does that cusp mean? It means the sun is in between those two zodiac signs on the day of your birthday. So it's almost like, you know, it's almost like you have two sun signs, but you really don't. You have that one, which is the prominent. So whichever the sun is closest to is going to be your sun sign. Okay. And so once that happens, now you're in the middle. But it's only like a 6 or 7 day transition from one sign to the other of that sun rotating, right, into that zodiac. And so you can really share both of those signs' quality characteristic traits. So you could be that Pisces that would be so kind of manipulative in a sense. We'll just use that as one example because they can be. Because they also share the dual signs. So they have the two fishes, just like the Gemini has the two people, right? So that's representative of the duality. So there's a good side and a bad side of Pisces that they always show, right? So as that manipulated side as Pisces, right? Just say the flip side, the duality part, is that they feel bad about manipulating, right? In a way that they need to get something that they need, right? Because they can do that, right? Just saying as an example. And so that represents that kind of energy of a Pisces. Now, the Aries is more, I'm the president of the United States. I'm the boss, and you're going to work under me. That kind of attitude, that intenseness, that fierceness, that person that comes in the club is like, hey, you know what I mean? Everybody's like, what's up? That kind of attraction, right? A little impulsive, right? But they also get in the feelings. So now when you get an Aries moon, it's like when you get into your feelings, it's like you don't care about your feelings. You get mad at your feelings. You get that Aries fired up about your own feelings that you're trying to be as that Pisces. If that makes any sense. Yeah. So I really encourage everybody to look at their shit. It's not that hard to get your birth certificate and look at your birth date and look at your birth time. You could easily go online. There's plenty of research. I really suggest Cafe Astro. And if you want your birth chart done, you got to put in, your name, obviously, and then the exact place where you're born and the exact time. Now, I suggest the exact time because, you know why? It's going to be very precise to exactly who you are and how you're going to be and what, like a snapshot of your life from beginning to end, according to the way these planets and shit's lined up, right? So Cafe Astro, check that out. It's pretty sweet, right? Let me see. We got a faded comment. Yeah, my Aries side wants to be super emotional, but yeah, exactly. I don't know why that was held for review. That was weird. It was grayed out, your comment, Bridget. So yeah, my Pisces side wants to be super emotional, of course, but my Aries side says F it, right? Well, I appreciate the hiding it because we're using the F-bombs, but easy on the F-bombs a little bit. Just saying, Bridget. Hey, Aries, slow down. I'm saying, just because, we got youngins coming up in here. So we have 18 and under that are now allowed to kind of, with parental supervision, check out these tarots. So we can switch the F-bombs. Perfect. Yeah. Right. But you're exactly right. You cry 1 minute and then you get all mad. And you don't care. That's the Aries moon. Oh, you're fine. I was just reminding you. No, I mean, not, yeah. I mean, I'm about that too, but the audience has changed. So now we want to kind of, appease the younger ones. And so we don't want to really teach them things that they already know. But, it helps with the channel and all that promotion shit. So, yeah, you can keep it tame, but just the F-bombs. But you're exactly right. I mean, that is it. You sit in the closet and you're going to cry, but you're pissed off while you're in the closet crying. And that's your moon sign. So do me a favor. Look up what all the characteristic signs are of an Aries. Like, Google Aries characteristic traits. It's going to tell you everything about an Aries, right? Do the same thing with Pisces. And you're going to be able to see that difference. And you're going to say, okay, well, now that I know, because knowledge is power, my friends. Knowledge is power. See, knowledge is power. The more you know, the better off, right? So when you look up Aries and you find out they are fiercely independent, they're entrepreneurs, they're very business minded, they're very fiery, passionate. I mean, their sex is great too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, right? But then you get to the Pisces side, well, they're a little sensitive, but they're still motivators. They're still that kind of Aries fire, just in a different way with their emotions. Okay. Aries is driven off the soul, god of war. Pisces is the fish swimming in the emotions, the two koi or whatever they are. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand those traits of each side, now you can put yourself together. And I really believe that we need to do this as a whole because you know why? It would help us in dating. It'd help us in our jobs. It would even help us in our daily lives. If I knew the zodiacs, which I do, and I know that there's a Cancer that likes me, and I'm a Libra. I'm like, well, Cancer, it could work, but you're too in your emotions for me because I'm going to be a little sensitive when you're sensitive, and now we're not going to be able to figure some shit out, right? So when you understand the other sign, once you know yourself and your own side, now you can see things within people. Now you can avoid shit in people. Now you can really navigate a better path, a better journey, an easier journey if you understood the zodiac stuff and really knew the traits of all the signs. So then your boss, he's a Capricorn. Well, he's a dick. But if you have a Libra, well, he's going to be fair and balanced and just. And so that's going to help you sway your life. You know what I'm saying? Sway your life. Because I don't want a Capricorn boss. I want a Libra boss. And if I knew the person who was going to be the boss according to the zodiac, well, then I can adjust accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole trick. This is what I'm trying to teach. So trick or teach. I teach. I love that shit. It's funny. Fudge monkeys. Yeah. We can keep, just that one word. You're amazing. Thank you for being your Pisces self. Right. I mean, you Aries and Aries will be perfect, right? Aries and Aries get along, right? Because you're going to be two peas in the pod looking for the same crowd. The same set of attention. You have the same fires. You have the same motivation, the same kind of drive. Everything is perfect with Aries and Aries, right? That's why you can pop off, but then be, okay with popping off. But then the Pisces, it's like, that wasn't so cool. You know what I'm saying? So the Aries goes along together. So research other signs, you know what I mean? Because you'll find the compatibility. And that compatibility is just in the characteristics of each sign. Right. So if you're a Pisces, just say you're just straight Pisces. Well, there's going to be certain signs that you get along with very well. And there's going to be other signs that you might want to run away from. Because let's say, a Capricorn could be too harsh on a Pisces for their emotions. Because the Capricorn's a go-getter, let's go, let's do this. And that might be too fast for Pisces. And they might get emotional. And then it's just an immediate shutdown. Like, I'm going to run in my room because you said something that hurt my feelings. But the Capricorn's seen it as being direct and not hurting your feelings. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand these kind of things, it's very imperative to know that you can adjust fire and you can really work some stuff out with people and avoid a lot of things. It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, everybody's a jerk to their own selves, and it's just they're not seeing their higher selves and for what they really need to be. And so a misinterpretation of somebody's emotions can obviously give us that, impersonation of them being one way when they're maybe really not. Because sometimes we act like jerks when we're really not, because we're just not showing our true selves, because it's just, something that we do. Because we don't tell all our stuff. Hello, Jessica. How's it going? Sweet. Welcome to the Freestyle chat. You got questions, we got answers. You know what I'm saying? The whole community over here is throwing down, asking questions, helping out. It's fantastic. I love it. Right. So, yes, definitely I would check out that Pisces Aries combo. It's almost like shoveling shit against the tide. Seriously. And I can say that from my perspective as being a Libra, because I see the balance of things. I see both sides of things. You know what I'm saying? So then I can see that external struggle. Just saying, and it helps to know the zodiac, so that really fine tunes some things. Right. Yep. And I really enjoy the idea of cusps. You know why? Because there's not a lot of people that are cusps. Not. That's why you don't find a lot of tarot about it. It's why people are like, what is even a cusp? Okay, well, look up the definition of cusp and then you'll figure out what it means. Right? So then apply that to zodiac and it means you're just right in the middle of those two, which is very special. So I believe that we have different powers and different things that we can use from both of those sides. And that's it, my friends. So I think I'm going to take my dogs out to go potty. It's been a great day. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the back and forth. It was great spending a good hour with you. I'm going to take a little break. Oh, sure. Go ahead. Ask your question. Right. Unless it was just a delay. I didn't think my internet was lagging, but yeah. A little foggy. Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like I'm pulling the plug. So if you want to, rebuttal with the question, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'll get to it. I'll leave it in the community board. If I don't see it, then I don't think you. It was like such a lag in the comments that I wasn't thinking anybody was there because everybody's out. So I don't know. Communication, stupid technology. Okay, so here it is. I gave my friend that I have feelings for a gift with a letter with have from me since he opened it. He's a Sagittarius Pisces. Okay, well, it depends on what was written. Okay, it depends on what's written, Jessica. That I think that you gave a full confession on how you feel about your friend, right? You gave a full confessional. You told him how you really feel, right? And so okay, so when he opened it, he was not taken back, right? Not saying that he was suspecting it either. He was just being more like, okay, nice. I got this. I'm reading it. I'm digesting it. I'm trying to analyze it, right? And then so that analytical terms of that way of being that Sagittarius kind of deal, the Pisces kicked in and then it was sentimental. Okay. So I don't think that this person really portrayed the emotions that you were probably looking for, whether you were there when you opened the letter or not. The reaction wasn't really initially what you thought is going to be kind of overwhelming and receptive. It was a more little short and sweet and, not really that involved that you might have thought. And so, okay, good. Right. And so then the Pisces, him part of being the Pisces, he was very sentimental. So we held on to that. He was very, very giving and understanding and cherishable about getting how you feel that you told him in this letter. Okay. So it's like, it's a little standoffish, but it's really heartfelt. Okay. So he's not really letting you know how deeply he feels about getting the letter and you telling him how you told him, because he was being a little standoffish as being that Sagittarius, right? So it's taken to the heart, but it's not expressed that way. But give it a couple moments, right? Give it some time to digest. Let the Sagittarius calm down as far as maybe being on defense, a little guarded, not sure where it's coming from, to where the Pisces wants to cherish that, take it and hold it, right? So let some time go by and let him come back to you. He might even write you another letter. He might write you a letter now, right? But expect something that's now the next step forward will be from the heart. It'll be sentimental. So the initial wasn't so sentimental and so from the heart, but the second come around, which is coming, it's going to be that part. So that's going to be that Pisces part that kind of fills in that little spot, right? Yes. Ask your question, please, my friend. Can I know what A think of of me. Who's A? I'm not sure. A. Ask a question. That's right. Thank you for subscribing and liking. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. I mean, we're really trying to grow this channel, and we're just adding more people to the family daily. I love it. You guys are awesome, right? I mean, so there is a little bit of a lag. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Maybe because everybody's piling in or something like that. But there is a tiny bit of lag, so I'm going to get to the questions for sure, as I have been. Like, have a great day, Margarita. I'm sure she's already been gone, right? So it's like laggy. Okay, let's see. Yes. Okay, so I'm taking that Bendy is your hot flame, is your person you're interested in. Okay. Now, I don't know really with Bendy and how much involvement you have with this person. Meaning, if you've expressed your emotions to this person about how you feel. Um, but I kind of feel that it was limited. Okay, I think that it might have been just a little bit of. I'm seeing like on like a coworker level where it's almost flirtatious, right? And so I don't think that Bindi kind of knows exactly how to take that idea. Meaning, he might not want to, express completely or even open up to a whole bunch of things just yet, because maybe it could be the environment. Maybe it could be something that is just too new. So the expressions are as neat or should. Okay. Well, now you're talking about energy exchange. Like when you're exchanging energy in that manner, right? Well, it creates a different kind of connection. Okay. When you have sexual energy with each other, and you enter, which kind of all goes in with sex too. But you know what I'm saying? When you just engage in that way, the exchange of energy is strong. It's at the strongest. Like talking is in with each other physically, that is the ultimate energy exchange. And so sometimes we just do that because we do it, it's in our nature. But also there's some people that don't have any, logic behind it. There's some people that don't have any emotions behind it. Okay. So nonetheless, when you're given that energy exchange, um, sometimes it can sway things in the way that you perceive things, we'll say. So let's just say um, somebody could really be attracted to you, right, physically, and give you that kind of those indicators, those flirtatious things, and whatever, blah 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 blah. And then now, because they're only you're now engaged in that energy exchange of having sex, right? Now that gets stuck, meaning they're now going to be programmed in a sense to